everything is lining up vertically. So I find my key points and say, okay, this plumb line is going through da 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 da, and so it lines up. So I make sure that everything is not too far this way or not too far that way. Now I did not use the plumb line in the sketch because the whole idea of the sketch was just give like a basic idea of where we're going. So that's why this is much more articulated, much more defined. So that's where we use the plumb line, and then I measure all my horizontals this way. I mean, if you want to get real tacky, you can hold a little level out there, but I just hold it, measure my horizontal. So the whole idea is making sure that everything matches up going across horizontally from object to object to object, and then it all goes vertically, this way, this way, this way. So that's how I can test to make sure that everybody is lined up. It's just by using those little, they're simple little methods. And so this type of measuring is called comparative measuring. So when you do, like, this is life size, so it's very easy to do this one. But like when it was on that, all of a sudden you're taking a measurement. So let's say you measure, okay, I go over and I measure the helmet,
Yep.
and so here's my measurement from over here to the helmet. Well, all of a sudden, oh, whoa, what happened there? So all of a sudden this measurement right here, as I'm visually looking at it, becomes this right here. So it's a matter of comparing, knowing that this measurement as I go there has to change to the reality. And so you can make things bigger and smaller. Like for instance, if I wanted to do it as I saw it, I could have come over and said, well, okay, the helmet is only going to be that big, and then that would give me an idea how big that drawing is going to be.
Yep.
Now the other method of painting called sight size, which is it's a big deal. Like, well, who actually invented it? A lot of people try to say, oh, it was used in the Beaux-Arts and used in the 19th century, 18th century, and all that. But when you look at old paintings and drawings of people in the anatomy classes, the models there, and people like lined up all around. Well, with that kind of setup, that makes it impossible to do sight size. That's comparative measuring. Sight size would be if I have this canvas panel right next to the objects, and so then I would step back about 12 feet, and I would take all my measurements from back here. Then I'd go up and put the line on, and you keep walking back and forth, and so it's basically just taking this image and transferring next to it. Now, there are pros and cons to that. When I do my landscape painting, I always would say that those are sight sizes. I set up my panel here, and I look out, and all of a sudden I just transfer that image right directly to it, or I'll be right here, and there it is, and I'm going like that. So I do use sight size when it comes to landscape painting,
but this isn't landscape.
This is how we were taught at the Studio Simi, and I think it's a real thorough approach. I think what it does is it gives you a sense of freedom when it comes time to, like, okay, I need to do a quick 20-minute sketch, and so I can just all of a sudden just know by looking where to put things. Granted, there are errors over there, but they're not so bad that it looks like a piece of crap. But again, people that I have seen that really relied strictly on sight size, I found that they got handicapped when it came to our drawing sessions of, okay, we're going to start off, we're going to do like some 1-minute gestures, some 5-minute gestures, a couple 10, then we're going to do 20-minute, sketches.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, whatever. And I'd witness this on several occasions. And so that fast hand-eye coordination, looking at that, boom, right here, boom, right there, boom, is really important, because I remember going to a drawing session in the Twin Cities at Atelier Lac years ago, a long time ago. And it was a 3-hour session, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go down there. My girlfriend at the time was doing music classes at the MacPhail Center, so I drove her down, and I'd go hang out at the atelier and draw. Well, I'd walk out at the end of the night with a sketch, done kind of 3-hour drawing, figurative piece. And there are people that were still putting points on their paper 3 hours later. And
Bam.
I'm like, well, we got a problem, folks.
Yep. It's going to take a long time.
We're not landing anytime soon.
We're not taking off anytime soon.
Yeah, there you go. That would be more important.